All that you touch and all that you see, all that you taste and all that you feel, all that you love, all that you hate, all you distrust, and all you save, all that you give, all that you deal, all that you buy, beg, borrow or steal, all you create, all you destroy, all that you do, all that you say, all that you eat, and everyone you meet, all that you slight and everyone you fight, all that is now and all that is gone and all that's to come, and everything under the sun is in tune, but okay, so even if you're not a fan of Pink Floyd, I think you might have got the message that something happened here today. It's Friday the 20th of March 2015 and we had a partial eclipse. It didn't go dark, but it went very twilighty. So the sun came up in the morning and then by 9:30 it felt like it was going down again, even though it was quite high in the sky. Anyway, I've got lots of things to show you because I've been quite busy. The swarming flies are back in the greenhouse again. They're not regular house flies because they're too stupid. You can actually swat them very easily. But this time, every year, they seem to like it in here. And they'll be here for a week or so and then they'll just disappear. Now I could get some fly spray out and zap them, but the problem is I have dead flies everywhere and it's more of a nuisance to pick them up than it is to just let them buzz about. I mean, you know, I could just flick one to death. Flick and it would be gone. I guess you could say it's really buzzing in here. I've been seed planting, so I've got some broccoli, I've got cauliflower, I've got echinacea here. I fancy growing some echinacea in the garden this year. And I've got some sweet pea. I decided that this year, if at all possible, I'd put the seeds into individual little cells in one of these multi-cell things to save me having to transplant them. But indoors, which I'm not going to show you, I've got lobelia, I've got salvia growing. I've also got 4 varieties of potato that are chitting. Frost hasn't passed yet, so I'm a bit loath to put them in the ground, but they're coming on great. Something else I've been up to is I've started to paint the concrete on the fence. Grey's not really a colour for a garden, so I'm painting it using masonry paint, and this colour is called mid-stone. That's stone, not stoned. I've had enough trouble this month with people accusing me of drinking wine. Right, it's time to tackle this border. As I've said to you before, I want to change its shape. It's a bit too deep for my liking, particularly down this end. So, I'm going to start by trying to pull up this plastic edging I put down some time ago. I think I need a fork to ease it up, I think. Yes, that's better. Here it comes. One. So, that's all the plastic bits out. Now, So that's all the plastic bits out. Now I really need... So that's all the plastic bits out. Now I So that's all the plastic bits out. Now I need to redefine, thank goodness for that, the contour of this bed. Now the reason I'm starting here is, get out of the way brick, is because I'm feeling that the patio is going to go here. So I'll start here, decide what I'm going to do with the end. Boo, boo, boo. Boo, 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 boo. Notice I'm extending the grass here, partly because it's really difficult to get the mower around this side of the apple tree. Am I showing a builder's bum? Let me just put my builder's bum away. Not that I'm a builder. But as I was saying, it's really hard to get the lawnmower around this side of this tree when it's in full leaf. So by extending the grass this way a bit, I'll have a shorter border. Good news. And I'll also have more grass to get around the tree. Good news. do 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 do. I'm gonna have to dig up these foxgloves first, and I'm back on track. Now then, this Michaelmas Daisy's gonna have to go, which is no big deal because I'm not actually a big fan of it. It's too floppy. Heave, heave. You know, any time you ever implement change of some description, either it be work or your home life, there will always be winners and losers. And I think it's important to always get in perspective that you can't please all of the people all of the time. And if you try to do that, you'll spend your life being very, very unhappy. Do, do, do. Do, do, do. Now there's the demarcation line. On the left is where the border is. On the right is where there's going to be lots of new grass. It doesn't matter that this line is a bit wiggly squiggly at the moment, because once the grass has grown, I can sort it out. Now, around the base of this tree, I'm going to make a little circle, like I've got around the apple tree. That'll do nicely, thank you. Whew. Now my next task is to clear all the plants out of this side of the bed. This fork, by the way, is a new fork. A couple of reasons. Principally because it was bought out of necessity. My father-in-law sadly passed away at the beginning of the year, just a few weeks short of his 90th birthday. So we went up for the funeral, and he was buried in a cemetery near Sunderland, and we then went back. A couple of weeks later, we were going up to the northeast anyway, actually going to go up and celebrate his birthday, but we went up and we visited the grave, and I was appalled at the state that the gravediggers had left his grave in. I mean, it looked like a half-finished building site. There were still piles of dirt at the side of the grave. The grave itself, there was gaps like that at the corners where they hadn't filled it in properly. So I said to hubby, I said, let's go and get a fork and tidy this up. I know my father-in-law would have been appalled by it. So that's what we did. Went down, bought ourselves a fork, and for 2 minutes work, we made it look neat and tidy. Why the cemetery workers couldn't do that, I have no idea. Maybe it was a bit close to lunch for them and they were more concerned with just filling in the hole than they were in making it look neat and presentable. It was first time I'd ever been to a burial. Anybody who's died in my family seems to have been cremated. But I found it all terribly bleak. Just dropping the coffin into a hole in the ground. I said to my husband afterwards, don't bury me. Just burn my body and spread the ashes. And I know that some people will now say, but you can't. That's my wishes. Deal with it. 'Tis empty. Now all I have to do is kind of flatten this dirt down a bit, really. I feel like I should have a Native American headdress on with some drum beating in the background. Dum, 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 dum. Hey-yo, 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 hey. There's been loads of aircraft going over today. I have no idea why. Maybe the solar eclipse has thrown them all off course. So at the moment I'm just kind of approximately levelling this soil Not worried too much about it being perfectly level at the moment, because what I'll do is I'll leave it for a couple of days just to allow it to settle, and then I can take a bit more care in making it even. But I think you can see where I'm heading with it. Well, that's not too bad. As I said, I'll let this settle for a couple of days before levelling it properly. Well, for the second time today, twilight is falling and I've got this strange feeling of déjà vu. Anyway, in the next episode you'll see me finish off this section of lawn. I'll do something with the borders as well, because they need a good clear out, and I might have one or two other little surprises for you. Thanks for watching, and do join me next time in Titli's busy garden.